Are live. What is going on, everyone? Thank you all so very much for being here. Everyone that's tuning in at this time, really appreciate it. Anybody that's watching this on replay, thank you so much. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel. Don't worry, Jake will be here shortly, running a little behind, but I wanted to start the stream with all you guys, so that way nobody was just waiting around wondering what was going to happen. But here we go. Tomorrow is a big day. Lakers game 1 against the Golden State Warriors. Lakers will be coming off of 4 days rest, and the Warriors will be coming off of like a day and a half. So it's good for the Lakers, right? Lakers got the much needed rest. They got the job done in 6 games. Lakers now have to go into Golden State, steal game 1 likely. It's going to be a tough series. Don't get me wrong. By all accounts, it will be a tough series. But I do believe and trust that the Lakers can get that done. I think the Lakers realistically get it done in 5 or 6 games, roughly. Lean more towards 6 because I think you'll have like that game where the Warriors just shoot the lights out because the Warriors, and then I think you'll have that game where the Lakers just kind of struggle and just have a rough game, and that'll lead to 6. But winning game 1 would be massive. Now, if they don't win game 1, it's not over. It's not time to panic. It's not time to freak out or anything like that. But ideally, you want to steal game 1 in Golden State. And kind of set the tone for the series going forward. Also, it puts so much pressure on the Warriors now to win game 2, because if they lose game 2, the series is essentially over, because I don't think the Lakers are going to lose 2 games in LA. Maybe the Warriors steal one. I don't think the Warriors are going to steal any games in LA, just like I said the same thing about Memphis Grizzlies, that I thought, Memphis would lose one of the home games, end up winning the other one, and then would lose all the games in LA, which they did, just because, again, they weren't a good road team. They were the best home team in the league, just like the Warriors, one of the best home teams in the league, not a good road team. Although they did win 2 games in Sacramento, much different atmosphere, much different team, different circumstances. We've seen the Laker guys get up, play much better in LA as opposed to on the road. You got LeBron James and Anthony Davis that know how important those home games are. So Lakers steal game 1. You basically just put all of the pressure on the Golden State Warriors and allow the Lakers to now, hey, if we steal game 2, the series is probably over now. If you don't, no worries. We got home court, handle business in LA, and all is right in the world, right? That's where the Lakers want to be. It's not going to be easy. Like I said, I'm very confident in the Lakers. I truly believe the Lakers have what it takes to get it done. I think we match up well. I think you have mismatches across the board for the Lakers. Guys have really struggled for the Warriors. Now, of course, that was a different series, but Lakers are a much better, much tougher defensive team than the Sacramento Kings. I mean, it's not even debatable. It's not even close, the level of defense. You're going to get 2 just very different types of series compared to what the Warriors dealt with the Sacramento Kings, and now with the Lakers. A lot of people really worried about the pace and just the spread out and all that stuff, which, when you're watching the Warriors and the Kings, it looks like, man, they're fast. But you got to take into account both of those teams are doing everything they can to play the exact same way and try to beat each other in a shootout. It's not going to happen with the Lakers. Lakers aren't going to try to outshoot the Warriors because they know you're not going to beat the Warriors in a shootout. And Sacramento learned the hard way. But real quick, before we continue, we got Mr. Jake coming in hot. What is up, Jake? Appreciate you. Look, I like your Lakers hat. I got my Laker hat on.
Hey.
You ready to go? Tomorrow is a big day. How you doing, Jake? How you doing?
Good. I'm excited for the series. It's it's gonna be a good one.
Likewise. Well, I was kind of giving generalized thoughts, waiting for you to come in. So I want to pass a question on you, and then we can kind of go in depth and dive into the details and kind of hit some points. But what is your general thoughts against the Warriors? How do you think we match up? What do you think the prediction is? You think it's the Warriors? You think it's the Lakers? If so, how many games? Give us a generalized rundown of what you think. Oh, hey, Jake, lost your audio. Can't hear your audio. Try again. Well, while Jake figures out the audio, we will let's answer a couple questions. Answer these questions right here. Hate to say it, but I'm going to say Golden State in 6. I hope you're saying that as like a reversal card because that ain't happening. Warriors, Lakers will either. I'll tell you mine after Jake gets his, but Lakers won't lose in 6. I assure you that. Lakers in 6, yes. What's going on, Marcus? Salute. Sure.
Okay.
Mike Worgan?
I believe we're back.
Perfect. All right. So let's start over for the clip later. Okay. 3, 2, 1. Jake, what are your generalized thoughts on just the on the Warriors series? How do you think the Lakers will match up? Who do you think wins the series? If so, how many games? Like, give us your general rundown, and then we'll dive into like the ins and outs.
No. So yeah. So it's gonna be very, very interesting. Let me start by saying I think that my overall prediction is gonna be Lakers in 7, and that is if the series could go further, I feel like it would go further. So like I feel like yes, this Lakers team is completely different. And even Steph said it in his post game, right? He was like, we faced them a couple times, after the whole midseason trade, and they look completely different. And he's right. I think Steve Kerr said the same thing, but the teams are evenly matched. And I say evenly matched because what the Lakers have over them in depth, I feel like the Warriors have in experience. Now, I can't see the Warriors finding a way to. I can see them finding a way to manage LeBron. They've done it in the past, right? LeBron knows this team very well. This team knows LeBron very well. But I can't see them finding a way to manage LeBron and somehow contain LeBron at the same time containing Davis, if Davis is not a weapon to himself, right? Because, this last series, he had one or two big games, really one big game. But I think that if Davis can come out and, be him, if AD can be AD, and take the reins. I think that, the series actually might be over quicker than 7, but that's if AD can come out and really, just really be him. It's only concerning because the Warriors have so much experience, they're very true. Like the Warriors are all about hey, whether we're down 30, we're up 30, we're going to play our game. We're going to stick to our strategy. And in the last series, they kind of woke up, which is, it's kind of scary. You don't want a team like that to finally, okay, hey, we're back, we don't, especially coming into this series. But, what was very, very interesting, when it comes to AD is that we credit him for being such a great offensive player he is. But I think Nick Wright, I believe it was Nick Wright. Nick Wright said it very interesting. I think he's a defensive first player. I think AD can get going offensively if he can get the defense going. And I think that is always been him. He's developed into a great offensive player, but from the very, very beginning, I believe he was a defensive player. So I think the key to the winning this series is getting him going, because without him, you're pretty much playing LeBron. Okay, I'm not going to call it the LeBron Cleveland team, but let's just say everything matches up, whatever. Kyrie makes up for most of our team, right? So you're pretty much playing LeBron in Cleveland, without AD. So if AD doesn't show up, it's going to be a tough series for us, but we need AD to perform. So yeah, there you have it. I got Lakers in 7. It's going to be, I don't think it's going to be an easy series for us, but I think we can pull ahead.
So personally, I think it goes two ways. I think Lakers either win in 5 or 6, or they lose in 7. I think if it goes to Game 7 in Golden State, I don't know if the Lakers are going to be able to beat the Warriors in a Game 7. And a lot of that goes into the experience, right? Steph is going to show up that game. It would take, not that they can't win it. Of course they can. One game, anything can happen. And you still have LeBron James and Anthony Davis at the end of the way. They could close it out if you needed to. LeBron goes off for 50. He gave the Warriors a 56 piece earlier in the year. Something like that could happen. But I think realistically, Lakers win one of these 2 home games.
Yeah.
Ideally, Game 1. Because if you win Game 1, you basically set the tone the rest of the way. The Warriors are now have to win Game 2, or the series is over. If they lose Game 2, it's done. Lakers might sweep that series. I don't really think they're going to sweep it, but I think very likely it'll be very similar to the Grizzlies. I think Lakers win game 1 or 2. They win both their home games. Warriors win in Golden State. Lakers come home, close it out. That's what I think happens. Because otherwise, you're going into a game 7 against a team that has more likelihood of just shooting the lights out than you do, right? And that's what you don't want. Anthony Davis is obviously going to be the biggest key in this series. They just don't have anybody to stop Anthony Davis. And I've seen a lot of people. Exactly. I've seen a lot of people say, Draymond defends AD well. He defends AD so well that he's averaging 25, 12, and 3 against Draymond Green. Like that. I mean, that's basically his average, right? And that's for his whole career. When you look at like just the Lakers, since he's been on the Lakers, he's averaging like 29, 13, and so it's even worse, right? Because I mean, AD had like 6-point games early in his career when he was like a rookie and stuff like that against the Warriors. But so like Anthony Davis, this should be a monstrous game. I'm curious to see what are the Warriors going. Do the Warriors just kind of let AD go crazy and get 30 a game, and just put Kevon Looney on AD and have Kevon do the best that he can, and then just have AD kind of play, or not AD, Draymond play in that kind of spy role, that scout role, where he's just the help defender everywhere. And then just if the Lakers just beat them with AD, then they beat him with AD. Or do they try to defend AD similar to what Memphis did? The problem is that Memphis had Triple J and Tillman, who Triple J is the defensive player of the year. He's hyper athletic, shot blocking big, and basically got like no whistle. Like that dude couldn't foul to save his life. Now, very likely that'll be the Warriors scenario, but AD, like Draymond and Looney together, don't get me wrong, Draymond is still one of the best defenders in the league, but Anthony Davis has just so much more size on them than, I mean, Triple J with his athleticism, he's still like 6'10", 6'11". So he's not like where Draymond's like 6'7", 6'8". Kevon Looney's
he's
like,
small.
Kevon Looney's like 6'9", 6'10", something like that. So Anthony Davis should dominate that matchup. And they're not, and here's the thing too. The Grizzlies were able to do that to Anthony Davis because they had the perimeter defenders, right? They had Ja Morant, who was a solid defender this year. Desmond Bane, who was a solid defender this year. As much as we like to make fun of and pick on Dillon Brooks is a good defender. So they were able to allow Triple J and Tillman to pack the paint on Anthony Davis because they could, because they had their 3 wing defenders, the 3 perimeter defenders that could, kind of contain or try to contain the front, right? The Warriors don't have that. They have Andrew Wiggins, don't get me wrong, but Clay is not who he once was as a defender, and Steph Curry is not who he was. Klay Thompson this year was worse than league average defensively. So
is that for the season or is that for the playoffs though? Because he looked pretty good
whole year.
But he looked
is even worse.
I don't know. He looked pretty good in that last game 7.
Playoffs, he's even worse. He's bad in the playoffs.
Well,
he's really bad in the playoffs.
It's just, but that's the thing though. With the Warriors, it's all about clutch moments. Like, they haven't been a good defense or a good road team, but like, I feel like if they have to be, they will. So like, I don't with the Warriors. Warriors are one of those teams where I don't feel like the regular season stuff applies to them so much, just because like they're the Warriors, and that's where it's hard.
Playoffs. Look, you're right. Playoffs and regular season are 2 very different things, but there is a lot. The reason regular season is good is because there are things that you can take away that'll give you an idea, right? In a 7-game series. Now, of course, we've seen teams get swept in the regular season, lose all 4 games to a team. LeBron did it yearly. Like Atlanta used to sweep LeBron every regular season series, and same thing with Toronto. And then Toronto and Atlanta would play LeBron in the playoffs, and LeBron would beat them 4-0 every time. So, but there are things that you can get a good inclination with, right? Like, for example, they had real trouble containing our guards and allowing them to just basically get whatever they want. The same thing happened in the Kings series, right? With De'Aaron Fox and Malik Monk, the guards were able to basically get whatever they want. Same thing should happen with Lakers. Like there are things that you can look in the regular season matchup, especially with the Lakers, that are going to translate well in a playoff series. Now, of course, there are things like, intensity, clutch genes, shots, like experience, all of those things are a factor, absolutely. But it's not like the Lakers have zero experience, right? The Lakers have more experience, even if you take off LeBron James and Anthony Davis, pretty much everyone on the Lakers has been to the playoffs and has played in a playoff series. Can't say the same thing for Sacramento. Half of their team, or most of their team, had never even been. The only one that really had like real playoff experience was Harrison Barnes. Outside of Harrison Barnes, they didn't have that experience, and you saw that. You saw them panic. Even early in Game 7, when things started getting out of hand, they just started panic shooting and just jacking up threes and all this stuff. And it was just like, if they played their game, it would have been a lot closer. I'm not saying that they would have won, but it would have been a lot closer. Where Steph and the Warriors, like Steph just kept demoralizing them every opportunity. Every time that they thought they were coming in, boom, Steph hit a big shot. Now, the Lakers have more experience inherently. Now you add in LeBron James, who has more experience by himself than the entire Sacramento Kings team combined. He had more experience in the playoffs than the entire Grizzlies team combined. And the Grizzlies had a win on playoff runs, right? And then you add in Anthony Davis. So the Lakers have the pedigree and the championship DNA like the Warriors do. The Warriors just have more depth to it. But a lot of their guys did not show up. Like Jordan Poole is still a big question mark. Now, I can see Jordan Poole showing up and winning.
The last series wasn't too great.
Dude, he was terrible. He's very inconsistent. Like I could see him, maybe game 2 or something like that, just going off and the Warriors win that game because Jordan Poole had 30. But I can also see him every other game besides that, giving them 5 points per game. He can't guard me, let alone guard Austin Reeves, D'Lo, and all them. I mean, Jordan Poole might as well not even be there sometimes defensively. We saw that in the Kings. The Sacramento Kings are nowhere near the defense that the Lakers are. And the Lakers defense we've seen is going to give them fits. You're never going to stop Steph Curry. You're never going to stop Klay Thompson. You're never going to stop these guys. But
you have to put Vanderbilt,
you can slow them down. You can wear them down. You can take them. It's the same thing I've talked about. Steph is shooting like 55% from the field. Can you turn it? Can you make him go from 55% to like 49%? You might be thinking, wow, but Steph is still shooting almost 50%. Yes, but that's a big difference compared to what we saw before, and could be that 6% could be the difference between you winning and losing a series. Because now for Steph to hit 30, he's got to take 3 more shots, right? Where those extra 3 shots could be the difference between you winning and losing a game because it takes everybody else out. There's also like an argument. Do you let Steph go off for 50 and shut everyone else down? Because that's a real defensive strategy. Put Jared Vanderbilt on Klay Thompson. Put D'Lo on.
Why not Vanderbilt on Steph, though? How do you feel about that? I was going to ask you about that. Vanderbilt on Steph.
Very likely Jared Vanderbilt will guard Steph. And Dennis Schroeder and Jared Vanderbilt will very likely be the ones that are on Steph majority of the game. That's almost what will happen. You might get like some spots with Reeves, some spots with like maybe Troy Brown, something like that. But 90% of the time, it'll be Vanderbilt or Schroeder, just like we saw in the Memphis series. But there is a real argument to just say Steph is going to get his either way. Steph isn't going to beat us by himself. Put Jared Vanderbilt on Klay Thompson and shut Klay Thompson down. Put Austin Reeves, have D'Lo kind of just run with Steph and just kind of, put a hand up or whatever. And then, Vando on Klay, put Reeves on Wiggins. If Wiggins becomes a problem, then switch Reeves. Or you just put Reeves on Klay and then put Vando on Wiggins. Have LeBron and AD play scout in the middle. And there you go. And then if Steph beats you by himself, he beats you by himself, which I don't think will happen, especially for 4 straight games. So there's a real argument for that. I don't think that that's what they'll do in the beginning. I think very likely what will happen is the Lakers will probably have Reeves on Klay, which the only way the Warriors do not stand a chance if Austin Reeves wins that matchup against Klay. And some people might be watching this right now and going, what are you talking about? It's Klay Thompson. Go look at all the games that Austin Reeves played this year against the Warriors. Austin Reeves won every single one of those matchups. And that was before this adaptation of Austin Reeves. That was before this Austin Reeves that was assertive, aggressive, getting the volume, having more ball handling skills. This Austin Reeves is much better than the previous Austin Reeves that was torching Klay. If Austin Reeves wins that battle 4 times, the Lakers handily win this series. I mean, handily win this series, because that means the Warriors' second best player is Klay Thompson, or he's supposed to be. And if Austin Reeves,
I think it alternates between like Poole, but I mean Poole hasn't been showing up, but like
nightly, consistently, Klay Thompson's supposed to be the second best guy. If Austin Reeves, who is our third or fourth best guy, ends up outplaying Klay Thompson, the Lakers might win this in 4 or 5. No joke. Klay Thompson's going to have to win that battle. And again, for those that say, oh, Klay Thompson will win that battle, I'm not worried about it. Austin Reeves has won that battle every single time the Lakers have played. Every time the Lakers have played the Warriors. Now it's the playoffs. Maybe that doesn't happen. Maybe, playoff Klay shows up, doesn't be a problem. He didn't look that great in the Kings series. So that's something to keep an eye on.
He is going back home to LA. So again, expect him to have I can see him having like a 1 or 2 like really big nights, because he's playing in front of his family. Like LA is his home. That's where he's from. So expect him to have 1 or 2 nights to go off. I don't think he's going to be dominant throughout the whole series, but yeah, he
doesn't necessarily have to be dominant, but he has to, like I said, he has to win that battle against Reeves, right? Like if Reeves gets 12, Klay has to get, 17, and it has to be on efficiency, right? Because that's been the problem. Like Klay is getting, there have been games where Klay got 23 or whatever, but it took him 18 shots. Right,
well, I think he shot 4 of 16 in the game 7.
He did that a lot in this series. But yeah, I mean, it's where can we win matchups? Austin Reeves, if he can outplay, so basically what we need, it's going to boil down to this, and the Lakers win this series handily. Anthony Davis has to be the best player on the court. Look, Steph is incredible, but Steph can give you 30 plus night in and night out, absolutely, but he does nothing on the defensive end. Anthony Davis can give you 30 plus a night and also give you 15 rebounds and also completely shut down the paint. We need that, Anthony. We
just need him to be consistent.
Consistent, yes. That's the thing. If that AD shows up, so we need AD to be the best player on both sides of the ball nightly. We need D'Angelo Russell to win that Jordan Poole, Kuminga.
Yeah.
Basically, we win that matchup against the other guys, right? And then LeBron James wins the battle against Wiggins, which he should. And then Reeves wins the battle against Klay. The Lakers win this in 5 games, at least, maybe even 4. And that might sound like a lot, right? You need Anthony Davis to play consistently. You need LeBron James to outplay Andrew Wiggins. You need D'Lo to outplay Poole and whatever, right? All those, but it's not an outlier. Anthony Davis has shown on several occasions that he could be the best. And I'm not saying Anthony Davis has to go get 40 every game. Even game 6, when the Lakers closed out, he only had 16, 14, and all that. But he was the best player on the court by far. Being the best player on the court doesn't necessarily mean scoring 40 points, right? Like Steph Curry could score 50 a game and the Warriors still get swept. And again, I'm not saying the Warriors are going to get swept. I'm not saying, like I said, no one would be shocked if the Warriors beat the Lakers. I don't want to sound overly confident, but I'm saying, for those that are oh, it might be hard, LeBron James should win that matchup against Andrew Wiggins. Anthony Davis should be. He
should, but it's still going to be. It's going to be a good matchup. I'll say that.
It shouldn't even be close. LeBron James should dominate that matchup. LeBron James should. He should. We'll see. He should dominate that matchup. Anthony Davis should basically negate Steph Curry. And I'm not talking about points wise. Like I said, Steph could go get 50 a night. But if Anthony Davis gives you 22, 15, 5 blocks, 3 steals, he outplayed Steph Curry, even though Curry has 50 points.
Yeah.
So if we get that Anthony Davis, LeBron James to dominate the Wiggins matchup, Austin Reeves to at least stay on par with Clay. Yeah. Right? If he, which he can, he's capable of. Again, he won every single battle that he has played against Clay so far. If he does that, and D'Lo can just outplay, again, you might have a night where Jordan Poole goes off for 40 or something like that. Okay, fine. But for the most part, over a 7-game series, if D'Lo can basically outplay Poole and Moody and like all the little scrap guys that are going to come in and give you, 15 points collectively, if D'Lo can come in and basically be that neutralizer and give you 17 points on efficient shooting and scoring, Anthony Davis plays to the level that we know Anthony Davis can. LeBron James wins that battle. The Lakers win this series handily.
Yeah.
And we'll see. Game 1 will be a good marking point. Again,
I'm excited. I can't wait.
It's not over if they lose that series. Though, I mean, you can make an argument the Warriors should probably win game 1 because the Warriors are coming off of a series. They should be in rhythm. They should be, they should have their game legs under them. Where the Lakers, you see it sometimes. Lakers come in. But I expect the Lakers to come out like they did in game 1 against Memphis, where they have fresh legs.
Yeah.
Yeah. They have fresh legs. They're ready to go. They're dominant. Let's go lead the charge. I expect more than anything, we need an aggressive LeBron James. LeBron James wasn't as aggressive as we would have liked in the Memphis series. I'll give him some slack because, again, Memphis.
It was by design, though.
No, not really. I mean, yes and no. So I think a lot of it is LeBron's like, I don't want to overexert myself. Let's get guys going. But there were times where he was too passive aggressive in spots that we needed him to be aggressive in, right? Like game 2. And I'm not even talking about the bad game. There was, what was it? Game 5 or whatever, where he was atrocious.
Yeah.
I'm talking about like even game 2, right? Like that was the game that him and Rui were the only ones to show up. But there were several times where the Lakers had an opportunity and LeBron just wasn't aggressive. He can't do that against the Warriors. If we have an opportunity to strike and take over and win that game, you go win that game. Like even if you run out of gas and you need to whatever, go in the hyperbolic time chamber the next night, right? Whatever you got to do. Like we need LeBron to stay in attack mode, because if LeBron stays in attack mode and doesn't settle as much as he did, which again, I'll give him a bit of a pass because Memphis, their defense, they were crowding the paint. Also, you had Triple J as a deterrent, and that guy couldn't get a whistle to save his life. I'll give LeBron that advantage, right? Yeah. The Warriors don't have a shot blocker, don't have anybody that can slow or stop LeBron James. They don't have the defense to trap and close in on LeBron James. LeBron James should just put his head down and run through everybody. He did it against Memphis. I mean, LeBron shot like 16% from 3 and still finished the series at like 50%. That means he was shooting like 80% from 2, right? Like, so Memphis couldn't even slow him down or stop him. So if they couldn't, the Warriors definitely cannot. So we need an aggressive, physical LeBron James. If we get that, then I think we win this series handily. And LeBron should have all the motivation in the world, because this is in many people's eyes is going to be a legacy series. He's playing the Warriors and Steph Curry. LeBron James knows what this series means. He knows what this can do one way or another. I don't think it changes the legacy that people are going to make it out to be. Like, I think Steph and LeBron's legacy are set. I really do. I like
neither one of them have anything more to prove. Like, let's be real.
But,
you
know what I mean? I will say this though, is that whoever wins this series does have more to gain. So I don't think it really hurts either of them if they lose this. But if they win it, it does everything. LeBron wins this, and he goes and wins a championship at age 38 in year 20 with a team that started 2-10, which is the 7th seed, the conversation of who's the greatest ever just ended. If it hasn't already. I know in many people's eyes it did. LeBron, if LeBron does that, he just did something that no other player in the history of the league ever even came close to, let alone got there. I mean, you're talking even close to.
Yeah.
And especially if he wins final MVP or something like that. And it just gives him another ring. Same thing with Steph. If Steph goes and wins this series, I don't think it does anything to LeBron's legacy. But if he goes and wins a 5th title, then that
I was gonna say people are gonna start. He's entered like, he's entered some GOAT conversations.
Top 5, top 10 discussion. If he's not already, top 5, top 10 discussions if he gets another ring. So this series can absolutely be the difference in helping one of them in their quest for greatness. I don't think it'll really hurt anybody. But LeBron knows what the narrative and the conversation will be if he loses this series. I expect him to come out and really just push this series. I think you see a different LeBron James. Because here's the thing. If LeBron,
I'm telling you, it's his one rival. Like the Warriors are his one.
Well, look, if let's say LeBron wins this series, and then we lose to Denver or Phoenix, which I don't think we will, but let's say we do, nobody will care. People initially will. People will talk about like, the Lakers lost in the Western Conference Final. But at the end of the day, when that goes away, the conversation will be LeBron James eliminated the Golden State Warriors and Steph Curry and blah, 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 blah. That'll be LeBron needs this series badly. And I think he wants it badly. And I think he knows how important this series is to him and just his legacy and everything like that. He's done everything. First player ever to come back down 3-1. First player in NBA history to break every record there ever is. Year 38, age 38 in year 20, breaking and setting every record possible. Breaks the scoring record. I mean, the guy has done everything. Everything. Every record there is to be broken, he has broken. But the one thing that he doesn't have is more rings, the conversation about the Warriors and Steph and, that rivalry, and him kind of finishing this arc of greatness with another title. He does that. There's probably, I don't see how you can have another conversation. I don't see how there's a conversation of like, is it Jordan or LeBron? I think LeBron just stamped his legacy if that happens. Again, it's a lot of what ifs. There's a lot that has to happen there. But I expect LeBron to come out and I expect him to be aggressive. But it's going to be a tough series. I just think the Lakers have all the tools to win this series. I just don't see how the Lakers lose 4 games if they show up. And I mean, actually show. Like, if we get, game 2, game 5 Lakers, they're going to lose this series. If we get games 1 and game 6, the Warriors aren't beating that team 4 times. Yeah. If the Lakers play that way 4 times this series, they win that series.
Especially game 6. Like, how many threes did we make in that game? That was crazy. Like, our shooting in that game was amazing.
Shooting was great. Everything was great. I mean, that was about as good of a game as it gets.
Yeah, you really can't ask for more than that.
If the Lakers win game 1, I think if the Lakers win game 1, they might win that series in 5. If they lose game 1, I think they win in 6. Because I think game 1, if the Lakers win that series, I think that's going to shoot their confidence all the way up. I think the Lakers are going to know, we can't. I think the Lakers kind of felt like we can beat the Grizzlies, right? Here's my concern. My concern is that the Lakers beat the Warriors by 30 in game 1 or 20. Because what'll happen is everybody's going to be like, oh, see, the Lakers are this, that, and the other. Lakers are great. Let's go, blah, 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 blah. And I think the Lakers are going to go in and go, we're better than this team. And I don't think LeBron will, but I think everyone else is going to take their foot off the gas game 2, and the Lakers are going to lose game 2. That's kind of what happened in the Grizzlies series. The Lakers dominated that game start to finish. Lakers were clearly the better team, and the Lakers were just like, okay, we're the better team, came out game 2 and just didn't play with the same drive.
Yeah.
Where I think if the Warriors and Lakers, if it's a tight game and the Lakers win, like even if the Lakers kind of pull away late, right? Like let's say it's a tight game, it's back and forth. Let's say Lakers, close out on like a 6-0 run and they win by like 7 or 8, something like that.
Yeah.
I think the Lakers come with urgency game 2. I also think if the Lakers get blown out or lose that game, I think they go in game 2. I think my biggest concern is the Lakers win game 1 by like 20 plus, like, and just control that game start to finish. Because again, I think I have my concerns that the Lakers game 2, not LeBron. I think LeBron will come out, but I think everyone else will kind of be like, oh, we're better than them, and you'll get a flat game. And the Warriors will be a team just like we saw with Memphis, back against the wall. No, they cannot lose that game. And they're going to do everything they can to win that game. So I kind of want the Lakers to win game 1 closely. I really do. I kind of want the Lakers to win that game closely. Because if they do, and it's a hard fought game, and the Lakers won that, I think the Lakers will go, okay, like we're better than this team, but it's close. Yeah. So I think they got to get it done. They got to get it done. And I'll touch on this because I'm sure we'll get lots of questions. Like, Warriors are excellent at home. They are, but they're not unbeatable. Look, Memphis had the best home record in the entire league. Lakers beat them. The Warriors just lost to the Kings at home. They're beatable. And before that, if I'm not mistaken, the last team to beat the Warriors at home were the Lakers. The Lakers have beaten the Warriors at home already. I'm not saying it's going to be easy. I'm not saying that the Lakers are going to just run through the Warriors at home. But the Lakers are more than capable of beating the Warriors at home. If Lakers stay focused, stay locked in, stay ready, they can beat the Warriors at home. Again, I kind of look, if the Lakers win by 30, they win by 30. I'm not going to complain about the Lakers blowing out the Warriors if that happens. Yeah. I worry about the follow-up game. I worry about the Lakers, the lack of consistency, and we can't drop games against the Warriors, right? Like Memphis game 2, Memphis didn't beat us. We lost. There's a big difference. Like, the Lakers still had a chance to win that game with like 2 minutes left in that game, and the Lakers just lost that game. So I really think that the Lakers, they can't do that against the Warriors. You can't lose a game. Like, if the Warriors beat you, fine, they beat you. But you can't lose a game, right?
No.
Like game 5, Memphis just beat the Lakers, right? That was a team that was desperate, that was back against the wall. They would have been eliminated. They didn't want to get eliminated on their home court.
We should have won that game. We should have won that game.
Yeah. But I mean, it's how it goes, right? The Warriors lost by 40 last year in that same game. So, that series went exactly how the Warriors series did. Warriors won tight game 1, lost game 2, won game 3 and 4. Game 4 was a close game. Game 5, they lost by 40. Game 6, they beat them handily. Lakers do the exact same thing. But the difference is game 2 in that series, the Lakers lost. Game 3 or game 5, the Warriors beat them. Or not the Warriors, the Grizzlies beat them. Yeah. The Lakers it's okay if the Warriors beat them. They cannot lose a game. If the Lakers, for those that don't understand the difference, Lakers have to play, essentially. They cannot beat themselves against the Warriors. If they do that, they'll be fine.
Everybody has to show up. Everybody has to do their job, stick to assignments, focus on the thing that they've been focusing on all year. And like the thing that they did really great in the Grizzlies series, possession by possession, everybody's doing their job, grabbing rebounds, team effort. And I think the way that they're going to actually try to attack AD is to try to contain him. The Warriors do this a lot. They play like this Hornet type defense where like everybody kind of just chips in, swats at the ball, puts a hand in his face, kind of like surrounds him and just gives him enough annoyance to like either throw the shot off or like knock the ball out of his hand or force a bad pass or something like that. I think that's the way they were probably going to attack AD because they've done it, not to the Lakers, but that seems to be their defensive scheme when they're playing bigger, like all the time. It's like, hey, we need all hands in. You know what I mean? Don't necessarily try to draw a foul, but, just everybody hands in pretty much. You just kind of annoy, like these wasp attack. Like
Anthony Davis needs to be decisive. So, Here's why did Anthony Davis have success in what was it, game 4? Yeah, I think it was game 4. They had like 33 or whatever. Game 4 and game 6, if you go watch and you actually just watch Anthony Davis those games. He was quick and decisive. The way you stop the double team from happening is you just go before the double team comes. In the other games, Anthony Davis would hold the ball, wait for the double team to come, and then either pass out or you would try to fight through the double team. Can't do that. If Anthony Davis just sits on the ball, then the Warriors are going to double team with Draymond. I will be shocked if the Warriors' game plan isn't to have Kevon Looney match up with AD, leave Vando open in the corner, just like the Grizzlies did, and have Draymond Green play scout and be the help defender on everything. So what that means is if Anthony Davis gets the ball down in the post, if he doesn't immediately make a move, Draymond Green is coming for help. So Anthony Davis, when he gets the ball, he needs to take Kevon Looney immediately. Catch the ball wherever it is, whether it's on the high pot. Also, the Lakers did a much better job of putting AD in spots to where he could where they basically neutralize Grizzlies' defensive scheme. But the Warriors can attack you in multiple ways. So you have to. AD has to be quick and decisive. If he's quick and decisive, he'll average 30 this series. Like easily. So that's what it comes down to. Sorry, I didn't want to cut you off. I just wanted to explain it for people.
No, I agree. But yeah, I don't see why any reason he can't dominate if he's smart with the ball. Because the Warriors know how to like pretty much capitalize off of like bad passes, bad plays, bad decisions. So they're experienced at this. So I agree. Everybody needs to be bought in. Show up, do your job, know your assignment, like hustle, and like just really want to win. I think we'll win.
Yeah. Well, they also know that they can't get the like. And this is where I think LeBron and AD will really come in and be helpful. Sacramento got demoralized by the Warriors on shots. I don't think that'll happen to the Lakers. Also, Sacramento panicked on several occasions, even early on, even when the game was still winnable. They panicked, right? The Lakers, we haven't seen that from the Lakers. I mean, the Lakers have been down 27 and didn't panic and got back into the game and won those games. Lakers have been down, 15, 17 points and got back into those games. So I think that'll be the difference. But Lakers cannot sit on leads and weather leads the way that they did against the Grizzlies. Because the Warriors, I mean, we've seen Warriors are down 20 and then up 20 before you even know it. And you're like, whoa, you're like, I just went to the bathroom and all of a sudden they're down 30. Like, what happened?
Yeah.
So Lakers we need 48 minutes of play from the Lakers. But not only can they not weather leads, I don't think we'll see panic from the Lakers the way we did with Sacramento. Like Sacramento, there were several games, like almost every game that the Sacramento Kings lost, they should have won if they would have just continued to play their game, right? Mm-hmm. But they didn't. They got away from it. They panicked. It's the same reason why the Warriors beat Boston. Same reason why I knew the Warriors would beat Boston, because the Warriors play their game no matter what. Down 20, up 20, they just play Warrior basketball. And other teams panic. And you see it every time. That's how, every time you're like, why do the Warriors always seem to beat everybody? Because one team panics because they're like, oh, no, we're down 20, and the Warriors just keep playing their game. The Lakers just keep playing their game. They'll win that game. I just trust that LeBron James and Anthony Davis will be able to keep them in it. That they'll be good enough to keep them focused. Like, hey, Steph hit a huge 3. It's all right. We're only down 3, right? Where Sacramento, it's like, dude, Steph just hit a 3. We just worked this hard. We just got back in the game. And now we're down 3. I expect LeBron to be like, look, dude, we were just down 17. We tied the game. Steph hit a 3. What did you expect? Let's go take this lead. There's still 3 minutes left on the clock. We're down 3. We outscore them by 2 baskets. We win. Lock in. Let's get it done. And I could see the Lakers doing that. That I think is the difference. So, but in general, I mean, we'll see. We'll see how it goes. Again, it's not going to be a cakewalk. It's not going to be easy. All the experts and everything say that the Lakers are going to lose this series. And like I've told everybody, they said the same thing about Memphis. Experts said that Memphis would sweep us or win in 5, right? Look how that turned out. The bubble year, Portland was going to beat us in 6.
Yeah.
Houston was too fast and shot the 3 ball too well. Lakers are going to lose that series in 5, especially when we went 1-0, when we went down 1-0. Houston might sweep this series, blah, 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 blah. Denver's too skilled, too talented. Jokic is too good, blah, 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 blah. Lakers are going to lose. Miami's too hard-nosed in defense and all that stuff. And guess what? The Lakers were hosting the trophy at the end of it. And, they ran through everybody. I mean, it wasn't even close. The closest anybody –
Got the hat to prove it.
Exactly, yeah. The closest anybody came was Miami. And so I think we'll see the same thing with the Lakers. I think all the experts, because what it is it's a headline, it's conversation, it's you get all the Laker fans riled up, it's about generating dollars, right? I think it is more likely the Lakers win in 5 games or sweep than the Warriors. Like genuinely. I think the Lakers, I think either the Warriors, like I said, the Warriors win in 7 or the Lakers win sooner. I just don't see the Warriors beating them 4 out of 5 games or 5 out of 6 games or something like that. I just don't see it. I really don't.
Mm-hmm.
So, but anyway, I got my dog here. Sit down. He wants to go out is what it is. Let's power through some of these questions real quick, and then we'll wrap it up here. Okay. All right. So Lakers is under the series. Well, I can't believe it. Underdog in the series. Yeah, like I said, they'll be underdogs in every game. And you got to keep in mind, the Lakers are the road team in every series that they play. All of them. So they don't have home court in any series. So they'll be the underdog in every single matchup.
Yeah.
Earlier, he was talking about offensively. Gonna be a fun series, Lakers in 7. Yeah. So Joey, I think is gonna be a great fun series. Jake has the Lakers in 7. I'm not saying they can't win a game 7. Of course they can. They have LeBron James and Anthony Davis lock in one game. But I think the Warriors at home in a game 7 is not what you want. Lakers gotta win that.
Well, yeah, Steph just freaking dropped 50 his all-time scoring record for like the most points in a game 7. It's crazy. I think KD had like 48 before that, but
and that's the last thing that you want. The smell sticks lost. Yeah, and that's I made a community post earlier and said like that's exactly why I'm not worried about the Celtics. They proved exactly why. They panicked down the stretch, they lost their cool, and they lost the game. We've been the best defensive team for like 3 months now. I expect that to continue against the Warriors. We've been the best defensive team since the trade, and I expect it to continue. Best defense team. We're also as fast and as quick and high scoring and all that stuff as the Warriors and the Kings series was. Lakers are number 1 in transition and transition points. And you know who loves to turn the ball over? You know who leads the league in that is the Warriors. So the Warriors love to turn the ball over. So that's huge. Or the playoffs. Our perimeter defense will be key this series. Agreed. We have to beat Golden State in the paint because we can't outshoot them, and that's fact. Yeah, I don't expect the Lakers to try to get into a shootout. That's not the Lakers' game. They know that. We got the series. I do too. Reeves is playing better. He is. Absolutely. We have to score 50 to 60 paint points a game, at least, if not more. Wiggins might be the second best on the Warriors. He might be. There's a real argument for that. He was last year in their title run.
yeah.
Clay will be sent back to the Bay permanently after Game 6. Yeah. LeBron looks a bit flat-footed. The foot could still be a problem. AD isn't 100% either, but we should dominate Looney. Yeah. I mean, look, AD's dealing with an injury. That isn't going away. LeBron, he said himself that he probably needs surgery in the offseason, and D'Lo's still dealing with the foot injury. Got to play through it. Everyone's banged up. Got to play through it. Can we trade for Clay next season? If only, but no, that won't happen. I hope we close them in 5, but a sweep would be glorious. I would love to sweep the Warriors. I don't think so. If we win game 1 and 2, I wouldn't be surprised. I
Yeah.
think we win. I think very likely we win tomorrow. I think it goes almost exactly how the Grizzlies series goes. I think we win game 1, maybe game 2, but I think we win game 1, game 3, 4, and then lose 1 or lose 2 and 5, and then win game 6. But Celtics lose the game. Yeah, gotta love it. Lakers in 5. We can be clutch. It's been proven. Agreed. The Warriors are excellent at home. Oh yeah, I already got that. Ham better play. Lake Raiders are gonna have a field day. I know. Darvin Ham better be the best player on the court. Otherwise, yeah, I trust him. I believe it will be good. Richard, question for both. Defense and Davis are the most important thing. Correct. What are your thoughts?
Ooh, so defense and Anthony Davis. Agreed. More so like perimeter defense with the Warriors are going to be so key just because the volume of shooting that they can produce. I mean, you got Poole, you got Steph, you got Clay. Even Draymond's been heating up this series. I mean, don't get me wrong, Draymond's very spotty, especially when it comes from the 3-point line. But for whatever reason, in this last, he almost turn back the wheels of time a little bit. So Draymond, but we see that every year, though. Draymond starts knocking down threes and clutch moments, and that's kind of what I was getting back to. But yeah, I would agree. I would definitely say defense and Anthony Davis. Anthony Davis coming alive and being consistent, like how we were just talking about, is definitely the key. Yeah, 25, 15, and 7 or something like that. You know what I mean? We need consistent. Contribute. He just needs to be present. But yeah.
So obviously defense and Anthony Davis are massive. I've said from day one, we go as far as Anthony Davis takes us. I actually think LeBron James is the most important thing in this series. And I don't even necessarily mean just his play, his knowledge of the Warriors, his experience against the Warriors, his basketball IQ, knowing the sets, the plays, everything that he runs, knowing where to put guys in position. If we win this series, it's because LeBron James was better than Kerr, better than Ham, better than Steph, better than everybody. LeBron James is going to be the biggest factor in the series. And again, if we look, Anthony Davis could give us 40 and 20 every single game, and we could still lose this series because the Warriors are just that high-powered offense. They might even just let AD do that. Their game plan might be let AD get 40 and try to slow down LeBron because LeBron is going to be so valuable and so important. If LeBron is aggressive, LeBron's got to average 25, 8, and 8 or somewhere in that ballpark. If he does that, because he averaged 22 this series, 22 was like 22, 6 and 7 or something like that.
Yeah.
If he gives us 25 to 27, 8 and 8. We win this series. If he's 20 to 22 this series, we lose this series. Even if Anthony Davis is monstrous, because LeBron James, his IQ, his ability, everything. It's just that I think that may end up being the most valuable thing in this series. I wouldn't be shocked if at several occasions during the series we see LeBron James in the huddle telling everybody what to do. We saw it in the Grizzlies series, but it was just for a play at the end of the game. And guess what? They scored on that play. But I think LeBron James knows this team better than anybody. I mean, he played against them in 7 out of 8 finals or whatever, right? So it's a different piece. So Ham needs to coach the way he did in Game 6, yes. Needs to play good every game. I would double Steph. They'll probably try to trap him on spots, but most likely what they'll do is they'll run. They're not going to run drop coverage, but they'll run a lot like they did against Grizzlies. So they'll let Draymond and Looney shoot as much as they want, and just put Vando on Steph or Schroeder on Steph. Let them do their best against them, and then try to control everybody else. LeBron and AD will play scout, and that'll very likely be the defensive scheme. LeBron have a King Kong ain't got nothing on me game versus Golden State. I wouldn't be surprised if game one LeBron drops like 30 plus. I really wouldn't. Like, look for LeBron James to be super aggressive tomorrow. Super aggressive.
This is a super. I saw Blanca Blanca, that I thought I saw the ghost face. Guess what? I am in the middle of watching. I have like 20 minutes left.
Scream 6.
Your favorite movie?
Scream 6.
Well,
I
thought one was your Scream.
Oh no, Scream 6 isn't my favorite movie. It's the newest one, so I thought.
I've already seen 6, but yeah, I'm about to finish number 1.
There you go.
It's a good movie.
It's amazing. Yeah. Warriors have championship pedigree. It's going to be tough task. Absolutely, of course. Who's watching the Nuggets game? I am. I have it right here. Phoenix is up 37-35. 37-35 Phoenix for now. Golden State or Denver will pull away. Lakers in 5 or sweep, but close games yet. Refs will do everything they can to make sure no team sweeps. I think so too. I don't think anybody sweeps. I think very likely Lakers win in 6. More likely than not. But I want LeBron to find his rhythm and mid-range shot this series. Well, hey, look, LeBron for his career is usually, or as always, like he shoots like 35% from 3 for his career. It's not like he just shoots 35%. It's like 16% for one stretch and then like 42% the next stretch. I'm hoping LeBron shoots 42% this stretch. And then it just kind of balances out to like 34%. I don't want to see LeBron. LeBron, I don't mind when LeBron takes some threes because if he starts hitting them, it opens up a lot. It does a lot. Also, you need to rest your legs, all that stuff. I get that. My problem is when he's not hitting and he takes 9 threes, right? Like, don't do that. Like the game, what was it? Game 3 where we like dominated him?
Yeah.
LeBron took 3 threes that game. So yeah, that's the difference. That hits those shots that makes you think he has a rabbit foot on him. Seriously, that dude. What's that movie like, Mike or whatever?
Oh yeah,
yeah. Throw a pencil in a gun hole type stuff. Yeah, those are supernatural references, by the way. Steph Curry is him. That dude is amazing. And yes, AR-15 is him too. Hit me with the phone, dude. But any last words before we skate on out of here?
I think. Man, I'm so excited for this series. I'm so excited. I can't wait. This has been like that. Yeah. You know what? I think I may. This is gonna sound crazy, but I think I may appreciate this more than. I don't get me wrong. A Lakers Celtics finals would be amazing, but this series right here, just because there's history between LeBron and the Warriors, like I don't know, it's fun basketball. It really is.
Yeah, it is. I can't wait. I mean, this is history in the making, literally. If Golden State somehow wins, do you think whoever comes out the East wins? No, I mean, you can make a real argument. Whoever wins the series wins the championship.
I was gonna say that. Here's the thing. I think for Golden State, this is gonna be their hardest matchup, right, on the West Coast.
I think it will be because
I think
neither
Lakers,
Phoenix nor Denver have the defense. So yeah,
and I think for the Lakers that this is probably their hardest match. This might be their hardest matchup, maybe potentially. I don't know.
This outside of Boston matches up really well too.
Yeah,
just because
I'm sorry, just on the West Coast,
yeah. No, I mean this really might end up being their toughest. Like throughout the West, this might be their toughest matchup.
Yeah.
But I mean, we'll see. I really do. I mean, you could be looking at whoever advances. You could be looking at like who is hosting the trophy at the end of the season. So, just something to keep in mind. But anyway, everyone, thank you so much for hanging out with us. We greatly appreciate it. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, all that stuff. You guys know the drill. We greatly appreciate you, and we'll see you.